We will not accept any additional requests or speaker cards once the public comment session has commenced. If you have not already, please submit your request to the recording secretary. Speakers will have 3 minutes to speak. For speakers on Zoom, you must dial *9 from your phone or click the button labeled "Raise Your Hand" now to be in the speaker queue once public comments commence. Recording secretary, do we have any in-person or Zoom public speakers?
At this time, there are none.
Okay, thank you. Next on the consent calendar are items 1 and 2, which are, items 1 are the minutes of our January 22nd, 2026 meeting, as well as any excused absences. Is there a motion to approve the consent calendar?
A motion.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Diaz, second by Vice Chair Zacarias Torres. Madam Secretary, will you please conduct roll call?
Yes, motion by Commissioner Diaz, seconded by Vice Chair Zacarias Torres to approve items 1 and 2 of the consent calendar. I'll now conduct a roll call vote. Commissioner Diaz,
Yes.
Commissioner Gonzalez,
Yes.
Commissioner Jogway, absent, Commissioner Nelson, absent, Commissioner Reyes,
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez,
Yes.
Commissioner Wu,
Yes.
and Vice Chair Zacarias Torres,
Yes.
and Chair Herrera.
Yes.
Vote is 7 ayes, 0 nays, 2 absent. That motion carries.
Thank you, Recording Secretary. Next on our agenda, we have informational items from the library and zoo. I'll next invite our Library Services Director, Brian Sternberg, to present the Santa Ana Public Library Staff Report.
Good evening, members of the commission. I'm happy to present a update regarding our Santa Ana Public Library and Library Services Agency. The first thing I want to share with you is sort of a recap of our Tet Lunar New Year Festival. This year was a fantastic event. We were really happy with our partnership with our Parks and Recreation team. I think everybody saw the absolute benefit these types of community events have for our residents. And I want to run through some of the numbers here, as you can see, and show you a few pictures that we have. That my team took during the event, whether it was at our new Knowledge Mobile XL, at any of our services booths, activities that kids got to participate in, families got to participate in. So let me go through some of these numbers with you. So we had a total of 7,586 community members served through a variety of booths and interactive activities. Through our youth, young adult, and our adult services divisions, at those booths, we collectively served 2,869 visitors. Our technology and circulation services also served people with additional games, crafts, photo booths, books giveaway, and that drew 4,200 participants. This event also was the official unveiling of our library's new Knowledge Mobile, or NOMO XL, which is our much bigger and upgraded vehicle that I've told you guys all about before. They served 467 visitors and issued 13 new library cards and did 6 renewals. It was a great event. Like I said, I just wanted to share a little bit about how many people we actually apparently served. I was shocked. I was like, are these numbers real? But yeah, they are. My staff counted. So we're really happy to have been able to participate in this event. I think this one was the best one yet. So thank you, everyone, for that. And thank you to the Parks and Rec team for working with us on that one. Speaking of large events, now I want to talk to you guys a little bit about our annual Dia de los Niños, Dia de los Libros. It's hard to believe, but that's almost that time of the year again as we head into April. I'd like to invite everyone to join the Santa Ana Public Library for our 18th this year annual Dia de los Niños, Dia de los Libros Children's Day Book Day celebration, which will occur this year on Saturday, April 25th from 10:30 a.m. to noon in the Plaza of the Sun behind the main library. Main library is still undergoing renovations, but you can see the work is progressing pretty quickly now, and it's looking great. So we'll have it, right in front of the main library, in between the building and our Ross Annex and City Hall. This free family-friendly event celebrates children, literacy, and the joy of reading with a fun-filled day for all ages. Hopefully it won't downpour this year and we'll get some better weather, but regardless, we're gonna have fun no matter what. This year, festivities will include a free book giveaway for children, a trackless train ride, inflatable racetracks with pedal go-karts, craft activities, face painting, and a special meet and greet with everyone's favorite book character, the Cat in the Hat, by beloved author Dr. Seuss. We are also excited to welcome Grammy-winning author and musician Lucky Diaz and the Family Jam Band for special appearance and performances. Enjoy an exciting lineup of live entertainment throughout the day, featuring different types of cultural dances, Bollywood dances, and a fun-filled magic show with Zany Zoe. As part of the celebrations, families can also enjoy complimentary food and beverages while supplies last. Hot dogs, pretzels, and sweet treats will be served. A community resource fair will also be available. This will feature exhibitors from various Santa Ana city departments, sharing helpful programs and services. So we invite everyone to bring the whole family. It's not just for kids, it is multi-generational, it is for everyone. So everyone is invited for this day of books, culture, entertainment, and community celebration. The last thing I want to share with you, because I don't often talk about it, but it is our virtual library. We have a lot of stuff on our website, and I encourage everyone to visit our website, because that, in many ways is another location of our library. So did you know that the Santa Ana Public Library has a variety of resources? You can watch movies, there's comic books, magazines, streaming music, all on our website. All you need is a library card, and you don't even have to come into a library to get one. You can do it online. You can register, and you'll get immediate access to all these resources. And the one that I want to talk to you today is for kids. It's called LOTE for Kids, and this is a pretty neat new platform that we just procured, and it connects children to books through the magic of storytelling. So kids can choose from thousands of audio picture books in more than 60 languages, together with English translations. Load for Kids is a great way for libraries to expand their children's world language collections to provide a more diverse and inclusive library service for multicultural families in the community. So it really translates to different languages. You can see an English translation, you can listen to and learn people speak in different languages, and it's a great way to, I think, kind of build community and expand people's awareness of other cultures. So we have that one that we just got, and it's already getting some really good use. In my report here, I give a little bit of information about how you can quickly access that, and actually many of our other resources. Outside of that, I have my usual lineup of programs, past and present, for the months of January and February of 2026. Lots of different stuff, different things going on at the library, including Magicians, Winnie the Pooh Day, our normal, STEAM and maker programs, reading programs, different music programs, art programs, and a whole bunch of other opportunities for the community to come into our libraries, connect with each other, and that's really what we do. We build community. With that, I will conclude my report and be available for any questions you might have.
We love pictures, Director Sternberg. No, this is really great. Do we have any comments, Commissioner Diaz?
I have a quick question. When do you think the library would be ready for the grand opening or?
The main, are we talking about the main
The main
library?
one.
Okay, so the main library construction should be, you should be looking at a complete project from the outside and inside, probably by the 4th of July. Like it'll look like it's this year.
Oh,
Yeah,
this
this year, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Now, we have after it's done, we need to move in, we gotta get furniture in there, get books and stuff on the shelves, get computers and technology set up. So staff get all of our collections that we put in storage, our history room collection moved back over. So staff will probably need, a couple of months to fully get a 40,000 square foot building up and going. So, I'm hoping that we'll have a soft opening, perhaps sometime in maybe September, and then a grand opening to follow that. That is what I'm targeting right now. But in terms of construction, should be by the end of June to very, very early July will be done.
Oh, okay.
New Hope will be sooner. New Hope will be sooner than that. New Hope, we are now currently targeting probably mid-April of this year to be substantially done. That project's moving really, really fast. If you drive, that way on the west part of the city, you'll see it, and it's going really good. We encountered some significant critical maintenance issues that we worked to correct. But the great thing is, now that we've done all this work, this building will be, a great place for us to operate a library for the next 50 years. Now that it's 50 years old, this is New Hope. So both locations will be beautiful once they're completed. Like I said, New Hope, probably sometime mid-April for completion.
visit?
Yeah. No, for construction, and then maybe about half the time to move in that we would need at the main library.
Maybe August?
Yeah, so, maybe even earlier, depending upon when we schedule a grand opening. Maybe a soft opening would be, now don't hold me to it, but sometime maybe around May for a soft opening and a grand opening to follow.
Oh, thank you.
Similar to what we did with Delhi, but they're all coming soon.
Oh, thank
By
you.
the end of, by fall, the main library should be underway to have a grand opening.
Oh, thank you. I
Yeah.
look forward to
Yeah.
visiting both of them.
Yeah, we're coming close. The light is at the end of the tunnel now. Yeah.
Vice Chair Zacarias Torres?
Hi, good evening.
Hi.
Thank you for the report. On the book clubs that you have with the jail and at Delhi,
Yes.
how is participation going with the book clubs?
The one at the jail is doing really great. We've been doing that one now for a few years, and it's expanded. I know they also do an arts program over there. Actually, I can bring that back and maybe give you guys a little presentation about what exactly they're doing. But we've expanded it. They do arts programs there. They have writing programs, book clubs, and it kind of all started with initially a woman's book club, and then we got male inmates. We had one for them, and then it went to, like I said, art programs. So I think
That's wonderful to hear.
Yeah. So
And are they able to choose the books that they'll be reading for both at Delhi and at the jail?
Our staff typically at the jail, I think our staff we've read a lot of different things. First of all, at the jail, I think our staff usually work with the jail staff, make selections, but I do believe they get input, from the inmates, like, what kinds of things are you interested in reading or talking about? And the same thing would go with many of our book clubs, including the ones at Delhi, yeah.
Oh, great. And since Delhi is our only Santa Ana library open at the moment,
Well, we have our outdoor library at Jerome Park, too.
right, But speaking on resources,
Yes.
if someone needs like computer usage, or if someone
Oh,
needs
yeah, yeah,
to scan documents, are they able to do that at Delhi?
Delhi. Delhi has all the scanning equipment. We use a vendor called TDS, and they have all the equipment there. So you can scan, you can copy, you can, bring your flash drive in.
Email
upload
it.
things. Yeah. Yep, email, computers, you can check out computers, you can check out hotspots.
Okay, so they would be
Hotspots are very
checking out the
popular.
laptops,
can
right?
check
Because
out-
I don't think I noticed that there were any desktop computers.
There
So
are.
it would be,
Yeah.
there are?
Yeah, so there's no physical
Right.
desktops, but what we're moving to is a laptop model. So we have a laptop dispensing kiosk because it's a better way of using our space, right? I try to create library environments that give people lots of opportunities to find different comfy places to sit, more lounge chairs, and not so much old-fashioned desks with big old, computer terminals,
Right.
carrels, for people to use. But we want to sort of soften the space up. So what I have is a laptop kiosk, and people scan their library card, and basically they check out a laptop computer, and it literally dispenses it like a vending machine. They take the laptop, they check it out with their library card. It's completely self-service. They can take the laptop anywhere in the library, and they can still print from it too.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
How late is the library open? Because I know there's some residents that might need those types of services.
Yeah. Our library is open Monday. Currently, Delhi is open Monday through Thursday from 10 to 8. And then we're open from 10 to 6 on Fridays and Saturdays.
Thank you.
Commissioner Rodriguez?
Hi, Brian.
Hi.
I had a question. Is there an online option to get your library card number?
Yes. To sign up for a library card?
No, like.
If you don't know your library card
Yeah.
number? The best thing to do if you don't know your library card number would just be to call our information desk or our CERC desk at the Delhi Library, and they can help you through that. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Any other comments from the commission? Director Sternberg, I went to the Lunar Festival, the TET Lunar Festival event with the city and Parks and Recs, and I went to go visit the areas where the Knowledge Mobile was, the expanded Knowledge Mobile, and I just wanted to thank your staff for being so attentive and, kind of serving the community. They were definitely, I can sense the numbers were correct and the amount of people that were there. And I do want to thank you for Dia de los Niños. I know it's an annual event. It's quite popular with the public. I know it's always maybe like a costly option with the parking, or is the parking going to be across the street? Or can you elaborate a little bit
Yeah,
on in terms of where
absolutely.
the parking may be?
Yeah, so parking is across the street. We have an agreement with OCEA. We use that parking on weekends, that parking lot. And it's got about 160 spaces or so, if I recall. You can't remember the exact number, but about that many. And people can park there on Saturdays. So we will use that lot for the event. But even then, depending upon, how nice the weather is, even that lot can get filled up because prior to the COVID pandemic, the county kept open the P3 lot, but that is now closed on weekends. So that's why we had to kind of pivot quickly a few years ago, right after, after the pandemic and things started opening up again, and we reopened our buildings. We had to pivot, and that's one of the places that we found parking, because we want people to be able to park at the library on weekends, right? And for special events. The great thing is that when our main library reopens, we're gonna create, where the turnaround was, yeah, you guys remember the old turnaround, we got rid of that middle island and we're creating some parking. So we're gonna get about, I think it's about 18 parking spaces for people who just want to use the library, if they don't want to go to the P3 parking structure, or on a weekend have to go across the street when the county keeps that parking structure closed. So yeah, parking's a premium, but I tried to address a little bit of it in our project, because many years ago, before that P3 parking structure was open, the library used to have it was just basically a big parking lot there that was huge, and they just used it for the library essentially. But when they built that structure in the 1990s, I think around 94, that's when the parking started to get real tight. So I'm doing my best to find more opportunities for people to be able to access the library, because that is a challenge for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, great. I just wanted for the public to know that.
Yeah.
Get there early.
Get there early. The parking is
Carpool.
across the street. Carpool if you live in the neighborhood.
bus.
Yeah, if you live in the neighborhood,
Bike.
walk, bike. That's always a great way to go to. So thank you for that.
Great. I also had a comment on, great to know that Rosita Park is going to be opening mid-April. I know I previously mentioned about a parks tour, so maybe if we can squeeze that in before July, the main library as well. Maybe we can agendize something for the next commission meeting or something, just to visit the different sites. This can be a site that we can visit. And, but I did see that they installed windows at the Rosita, and driving by, I saw some,
Okay.
yeah, or there's.
Yeah, so what we're doing at Rosita right now is a pop-up library. So we show up,
Or meant to say New Hope, at New Hope
Oh,
Library.
New Hope. Okay, I was like
At
Rosita,
New
and then
Hope, sorry,
it's
all-
close by, Rosita. Yeah,
Yes,
it's not
yes,
too
it's
far
right
from
down the
from
street.
New Hope. Yeah, but the windows are going in now.
I did see that, yeah.
And that one's looking really good, actually. You guys are gonna love it, and the whole community's gonna love New Hope.
Great. I asked at the last meeting about for our programming and the facilities around budget impacts. Do you foresee, as we start to engage in the budget, a sort of similar budget as last year's, or are you looking to, or what are your thoughts on how the budget's going so far? Are you seeing impacts to your department?
I'm not seeing any impacts to our department as of now, no.
Okay, so good. This is a good
Yes.
funded.
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, I know we also mentioned budget presentation for the library, so maybe not the next meeting, but the following, if that's something that you can prepare or show us or work with city staff on, like proposed budget for the library. It's not a hard ask, right, Executive Director?
It's not, but like I said, we're barely getting into the actual budget for next fiscal year. We're still finalizing up mid-year right now. So like I said, we barely just started having those meetings for the next fiscal year. So like as Director Sternberg said.
Whenever you're ready.
It might be good, after we get, well into it or through, I think last year we provided like a budget overview to you guys.
That would be great.
I think we kind of set a nice precedent last year. We kind of gave you an overview of, what our budget is, what our staffing is like, and, yeah.
Yeah, it's important just for the commission to know, for the public to know, because
Yeah.
I want to advocate for more funding, obviously for Parks and Recs. And so to the extent this is our funding levels,
And I believe we had that meeting at New Hope Library when we did the
Yeah,
budget
it was-
presentations.
If
Yeah.
I remember correctly, it was either the March or April meeting that we did the budget to both the Parks Commission and the Youth Commission. And we plan on doing that as well this year too.
that's great. That's it, Director Sternberg.
Okay. Thank you, Commissioner. All right.
Next, I'll invite our Zoo Deputy Director, Ethan Fisher, to present the zoo staff report.
Good evening, Commissioners. It's great to be here again. I have a few updates, what's going on at the zoo right now and what has happened recently. So I usually start with some animal transfer updates. I've talked about the Wildlife Trafficking Alliance before and our involvement in that and helping animals in their time of need, whether they're animals that were confiscated at the port of entry because they weren't supposed to be coming into the U.S. or they're in the wrong hands or lots of things like that. We help out where we can. So one of the transfers we had recently was a large group of endangered spider tortoises from Madagascar. We cared for them for a period of time, and then we sent them off to the Knoxville Zoo, where they'll continue to live in a breeding and conservation program there. We also have some internal moves happening at the zoo. We're introducing some different birds into the aviary. We've talked about the alligators. Finally have a date. They're supposed to be here in April, so we're excited for that. And then we're moving some other primates around. We're doing an introduction of lemurs and have some other animals on the horizon that we'll be bringing in. And I'll have updates on those animals at the next presentation that I'm at. Next slide, please. The really big thing that happened recently was the grand opening of River's Edge at the end of December. That was a fantastic grand opening. The otters were there, all the different monkeys are in the habitats. And it's been super, super popular with the public ever since the opening in December. It's the first animal habitat that the visitors encounter as they come in the zoo. Here's a view. You can see the otter habitat with the underwater viewing. On the picture on the right, there's actually an otter swimming there, right at the water line next to the child's forehead. But it's fun to see the families move and look at the animals in the underwater area, and then you can go to the view deck and see an overview of the whole habitat. And throughout the whole space, there's a trail system for the spider monkeys. And we have the group, right now it's 7 spider monkeys out there, soon to be 2 more joining them for a total of 9. And then you continue along the path, and then we have golden lion tamarin and howler monkeys. So if you haven't visited to see River's Edge yet, please do come soon. It's a really nice visit to the zoo to see this habitat expansion. Next slide, please. The Eco Center, that is our nature center at Santiago Park. We talked about the exhibits that are in there now. We have the animal habitats. We have the animals in the habitats now, which took a little bit of time. The first habitat you see when you walk in the center is a terrarium aquarium, and it now has a western pond turtle living in there, which is our native turtle in California. They range from California and Baja all the way up into Washington State. And they're also part of a rehab and rescue population that we have at the zoo, and we transferred one of the ones from the zoo over to the Eco Center. There's also a gopher snake that lives at the Eco Center in the snake habitat, and there's going to be a touch table experience where you can learn about different invertebrates and decomposers like millipedes and different beetles, and it's really nice. There's 2 different areas, and one is accessible, so if you're in a wheelchair, you can roll right underneath it and up to it, and you can see the animals and interact with them. And right now, the center is open on Sundays and Mondays. We have programming those days. We advertise it on social media and on the zoo website. There's a nature journaling program, and we also are going to be bringing back an art program. We had that before on Saturdays, so we're going to expand and bring that back. And we also do a story time out near the creek. And then the big thing that the Eco Center is leading, and the zoo team as well, which I'll talk I think, yeah, I'll talk about a little bit later in the presentation, is the City Nature Challenge. The Eco Center team is taking the lead on that. So next slide, please. We have a number of different construction activities happening at the zoo. The photo on the left is a little bit older now. We are just about done with the construction and reconstruction of the ticket booth roof. There were some very large beams that were originally installed in the 80s that have weathered with time and exposure to the elements, and they needed to be replaced. But the roof of the ticket booth was attached to those beams, so in order to replace the glue lam beams, the entire roof had to come off. So you can imagine we can't really use that space during this construction project. It's not the type of project you want to invest money into, but it's the thing that you have to. And this is the type of project where we're really thankful for having deferred maintenance funds to cover a project like that. Then the photo on the right is the excavation and compaction of the pad for the Hive, the first part of the Hive Education Building. That's the big multi-purpose room that we'll be able to use for education programs, special events, special exhibits, meetings, seminars, all those types of things, and then maybe off-hour rentals also. So hopefully, fingers crossed, mid-March, they'll be pouring the concrete foundation for the building and then start framing it out and going above ground. So that's what's happening in the amphitheater area there. Next slide, please. Where's the City Nature Challenge? We did the City Nature Challenge for the first time last year. That went really well. That is a collaborative effort that was originally started by the California Academy of Sciences and the Los Angeles Natural History Museum. And it encourages cities and residents in different cities to document the biodiversity where they live. So that might be hearing an animal like a bird call, it might be taking a picture of an animal, and then you use the platform iNaturalist to document your observations. And then through iNaturalist, biologists and ecologists and researchers can use all these observations that are basically crowdsourced from the community to learn about biodiversity where we live. So it might be animals that we didn't know are showing up in places that we didn't expect. Animals may have broader ranges than we actually knew about, and generally the data is pretty good quality. There's ways that it's vetted to make sure it's good quality. And we'll be pushing that out on social media as we get closer and encouraging the public to help support our effort of documenting flora and fauna in Santa Ana and around here. So last year we did a couple on-site BioBlitzes at the zoo and at Santiago Creek. I'm not sure if we're doing it on-site again this year, but we'll definitely be able to help support people that need help using iNaturalist and participating in the City Nature Challenge. Next slide. Brew at the Zoo. That is a really fun event that I know some of the commissioners have come to in the past. It's coming back on May 16th. It's not on Mother's Day weekend this time, so I apologize for that last year. There was some extenuating circumstances. So it'll be on May 16th. The tickets are not for sale quite yet, but it should be up for sale pretty soon. In the next week or couple of weeks, we'll have the tickets for sale. It might actually be a little bit cheaper than what I listed here. It's fluctuating. But there will be a discount for zoo members, early bird, and Santa Ana residents, which is what we've done in the past. Right now, we're at 21 committed breweries, which is more than we had before, and we'll probably end up with about 24 total. And most all of them are in Orange County. We have the breweries in Santa Ana that are attending, Santa Ana River and Cervecito, and there's a couple from San Diego or Central Coast that are also going to be participating. So yeah, more information to come. We'll be sure that we're going to be actively promoting the event fundraiser. So save the date, please. Party for the Planet, it's a whole weekend. May 17th is Party for the Planet, which is our Earth Day, Endangered Species Day event. It also coincides with Santa Ana Resident Day, so the third Sunday of the month is free admission for Santa Ana residents. Bring your an ID that has a Santa Ana address or water bill or something that shows that you live in Santa Ana if you're 18 and over, and then you can come in. The kids don't require proof of residency. And we'll have different vendors and activities around the zoo for Party for the Planet. We also have the zoo birthday happening in March, but that will be pretty low-key this year. There's gonna be a scavenger hunt or a bingo activity, and usually the animals get special enrichment birthday presents for the zoo's birthday. We said 73 or 74? 74, yeah. So the zoo opened in 1952. Older than Disneyland, I'll add, and the 5 freeway. Another fun thing that I'll point out that we participated in recently was the Santa Ana Enthusiast Program. This is something that Travel Santa Ana, which is the city's promotional travel organization, put together to help different entities that promote tourism in Santa Ana communicate with the public about the neat things that are in our city. It's an informational webinar that you go through, and there's some test questions you answer. And at the end, you get a really fun little pin that says you're a Santa Ana enthusiast. So we encouraged as many staff members at the zoo to participate in this training as possible. I think we got over 30, and then they gave us a pizza party. But if the commission is interested, we can share the link to learn about being a Santa Ana enthusiast. Wendy, who helps manage Travel Santa Ana, does a great job really promoting the hotels and the businesses in the city and trying to draw attention to the city wherever we can. Sometimes she'll bring travel writers from out of the area to the zoo and to other museums. I did an interview for a promotional travel interview for a group in Mexico City a few months ago. And then she just shared the YouTube link for that. But it's a great program. I encourage everyone to become a certified Santa Ana enthusiast if you can. I think that might be the last slide. Yep. I didn't talk, I think there was one more maybe about the reciprocal admissions. Oh, there's the last slide. In January, we repeated an endeavor that we did last year, where we offered reciprocal membership privileges to members of Discovery Cube and Bowers Museum, and vice versa. So if you were a Santa Ana Zoo member, you could go into Discovery Cube or Bowers Museum throughout the month of January. Most of the reciprocity came from Discovery Cube members. We had over 2,000, no, 1,800 or so Discovery Cube admissions, and then we had a fair number of Bowers Museum admissions. And then right now in February, we're wrapping up a membership exchange with Pretend City in Irvine. So if you have a Pretend City membership, you can come with your family to the zoo. And if you have a zoo membership, you can bring your kids to Pretend City for February. And we try to do those in January and February because those tend to be lower attendance months for all of our organizations. And it's also really nice to collaborate with Discovery and Bowers all within our little triangle in Santa Ana. So yeah, I'm happy to share the Pretend City numbers once we have those after this month. I think that is pretty much everything in the report. Happy to answer any other questions that the commission might have.
Thank you, Deputy Director Fisher. Any questions from the commission? Commissioner Wu?
Yes, I am an enthusiast. I was that before, I didn't know I had that, there was a club of that, and their participation in the group that we went to a meeting last month.
Oh, cool.
For, so it really promotes Santa Ana, so that's very good, because a lot of people do not know what we have, and always talk about the negative, but never talk about the positive, because we do feel that the parks, the Bowers Museum, the Discovery Museum are essential to us, and even the zoo, which is very important, I think. So, yes, I'm very glad to see that improve, too. Also, I was interested in the City Nature Challenge. Is that, like, if we see the animals that we see in our backyard, like possible possum that you want to give a report on, or I didn't realize that we had hidden raccoons, because I live close to the creek, that they come out at night. And that's what happens when you have a security lights and you see these lights going on, and you see your cat coming in in the back door. So you could give a whole report on that, too.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely. Any wildlife you see, birds, mammals, if you see raccoons, skunks, opossums, squirrels, those are all really interesting things to add. The type of squirrel that we find around here now, the red fox squirrel, that wasn't always the squirrel that we had here. And it was interesting to see as they expanded their range over the years. That would be something like that is that you would pick up as people make observations, especially photographic observations. And you can see like, oh, wow, this is the year we started seeing this in this city, in this area. And so it is all helpful data.
Okay, thank you very
Yeah,
much.
you're welcome.
Does that include insects?
Yes, insects, reptiles, birds.
Butterflies.
You can also document plants, like flowering plants. All is going to be important to somebody.
Okay, thank you.
And it's also interesting to go on iNaturalist and see what's around you and what other people have documented. You could do it on your computer. You can go to the website, or you can use an app on your phone.
I had a question
Okay.
in relationship to the wall project. I know, I read here that it's been submitted to Caltrans. When are you anticipating a review from them? And it's only, do we have construction dollars earmarked for that, or is it just only design?
There was some funding approved in the fiscal year budget, last budget cycle, that the city council approved for this project. And this, if you've driven by the zoo down First Street, there's a telephone pole fence that you see in the planter. That fence has been there since the 1970s, and the poles that it's constructed from, some of them have date stamps on them from the 1950s. So they lived their service life as a electrical pole or a telephone pole somewhere in California probably, and then came to the zoo in the 70s to be a security fence. So you can imagine that it has some structural challenges at this point, being 2026. So the intention of this is to replace that so we have a solid barrier for security purposes. And also over the years, the traffic on First Street and getting onto the freeway has increased and increased. So it will also hopefully be a sound buffer for the north end of the zoo, blocking out some of that traffic sound. So that's the reason that it is like a concrete wall and not like a chain link fence. And it is a little bit more involved of a project because of that, but hopefully it is something that no one ever has to revisit anytime soon in the next few decades. But a section of that fence does go across the state right of way into state land right next to the freeway, which then triggers Caltrans to be involved, even though only a sliver of it goes across their property. We are working through the agreement with them. We're basically done with that. And now going through the city plan check process. So hopefully buttoning that up in the near future, and then can move forward with putting the project out to bid so we can start working on it.
So it'll be a bid process and then.
Yeah, and
sometime
it's gonna
maybe
be, it's
next
gonna
year.
be It's going to be a big project building that. There's not a lot of construction access to that area, and it's a substantial infrastructure project, but really critical. And
no.
I'm super excited for it.
Happy for the zoo to have that.
Thank you.
When for at the zoo, very fun. How much are gonna be the early bird tickets?
I'm not sure. I think we were just having a meeting earlier today about it. It may be early bird ticket, member, and Santa Ana resident are all the same price.
Okay.
But early bird just ends sooner. So not sure, but
It'll be cheaper than the 70?
I think it might be a little bit cheaper, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that
We
was
have to sort of track what other similar events are charging and everyone's expectations. And then the goal is 800 attendees this year. That's our internal target. So hopefully we can do that and then keep growing the event.
No, of course, and it's a fundraiser. How many attendees did you have last year?
I think it was about 350. It was a lower than the previous year, which was about 650, 700, I believe.
Oh, the first year was 600, or around that?
Last year was the third year. This is the fourth year.
The fourth year.
Yeah. So the first year was really small. It was new to everybody. And then the second year, like, blew up substantially.
Yeah.
And then last year was hard with the Mother's Day weekend, and I think it would have been much higher if not for that. And then this year, hopefully, the weather is good, the weekend is good.
Yeah,
It's May, should have strong attendance.
Do you know the capacity for,
For the zoo,
at least for that venue event?
it's hard to say what the specific capacity is because it's all spread out throughout the zoo.
Yeah.
We kind of target a certain amount of capacity per brewery. It's like, okay, if we're having 700 people coming or 800 people coming, how much beer does each brewery need to bring? And then we work backwards from that and kind of meet a happy middle ground. So if we say we're going to have 1,500 people, we either need to dramatically expand the number of breweries, which might be more than we can manage,
Yeah.
or the breweries have to bring too much, and it's like, we're not bringing that much. So it's a little bit of trial and error as you go, but we're getting it more refined and dialed in each year that we do this.
It's a fun event. It's a very fun event, and I know that a lot of folks from outside the public, from Santana, come to the event. So I think it's a great, what you all are able to do in pulling this off, because it's having to balance the right, not having the lines be too long, but also having to manage safety and food, having food, and the donors, so many folks are like donating these items for this fundraiser, so thank you for those updates.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, it's a great way to introduce the zoo to new audiences, which we try to do, because we're often associated with families with little children, which definitely is a core audience for the zoo, the stroller crowd. But the zoo is for all ages, and everyone that's coming to the zoo is looking for and taking away something different.
Commissioner Diaz?
At what time does the zoo closes regular, let's say for that particular event, what time does it close? At the same time?
That event, I believe last year, or the year before, I think we closed at like 2:30 or 3. We just closed a little bit earlier than normal, which we advertise in advance to everybody that's coming in, because we need a little bit of setup time, and it's hard getting everyone where they need to go for the event to start, since it is throughout the main area of the zoo.
Last year, was it around the same time?
So we've helped the event itself is the same time window as the previous years, from 5 to 8 p.m.
Okay.
The very first year, we did it on a Friday, which was challenging for people to get to the zoo after work or in traffic. So Saturday is preferable, and it seems like the 5 to 8 window works pretty well. There's usually some food available for snacking and sampling that's donated, and a vendor or two that are selling some bites. And a lot of attendees some will eat before they come, some will go eat after the event. I've heard
Some wear
that.
necklaces with little pretzels.
With pretzels, yeah, that's a
I'm
thing,
like, it's a whole thing. People like are enthusiasts for this.
yeah.
I was there last year and I really had a lot of fun. And that
Okay.
was my Mother's Day gift. So I liked it a lot.
Thank you.
So I wanted to ask you, would you be having more food trucks than what we had last year? I think we only had like 2 or 3. Do you think increasing the number in this year?
We're still evaluating the food option. There's a really energized a small group of volunteers that are working on the brewery connections and then the food too. And we're also working with Travel Santa Ana to see if there's any Santa Ana businesses that want to come and promote at the event, because we want to promote them wherever we can. And then if we can't get enough, then who else can we look at to pull in to help support the event?
Yeah, well, being a Santa Ana enthusiast myself, there was a small gathering that they put together for everyone. They sent an email to all Santa Ana enthusiasts, and we had it at the chapter 1, and food was really good too.
Oh, good.
And we got 2 tickets to taste some wine or beer.
Yeah.
So I look forward to the event. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Thank you.
That Cane's just opened up in Santa Ana on Bristol, and I have never experienced it before, but it was very good. And the marketing manager was there, and they seem to want to help the community in itself, and so that's pretty easy to eat at a venue like this, so I would contact them, because they seem pretty eager
Okay,
to help out the community.
thank you. Yeah, any connections people have that funnel our way, we're definitely open to it.
Great. Do you have a question, Commissioner?
It was just for her, but
Oh.
I was thinking about the food. Would a taco vendor be a good idea to maybe add?
I think
I
it was
think-
either last year or the year before, we had a taco vendor, and then they also did churros. And that was really popular. The most popular that we ever had was the first 2 years that we had Gus's Fried Chicken. Unfortunately, we can't get Gus's back. They have some other commitments. They're very popular and very busy, but they were extremely generous the first 2 years donating fried chicken. But taco vendor is high on the list again.
And for that event, do you have volunteers to help out? Do you get volunteers?
We
or-
have some volunteers. The organizers of the breweries, that are helping with the Friends of Santa Ana Zoo to organize that, they bring in about 20 so volunteers that help during the event and direct people different places. So we do have some volunteers that come to the event. I would have to check and see if they need more volunteers or they're good with the number that they have.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
No more further questions, Deputy Director?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. We'll now close the meeting with any additional comments from the Executive Director before we move on to Commissioner comments. Executive Director, do you have any closing comments for the Commission and the public?
Absolutely, I do. As we are starting to get into the swing of summer, I like to just mention a lot of things that are up and coming, things that are happening right now, and also to make a really nice announcement. You guys should have all got an email from me about the Santa Ana enthusiasts. I know some of you have already signed up. So let's announce you guys a use, so we'll get you guys all a little pin. It's really cool. I know I've got mine, Ethan's got his, Tim's got his, so we've all got it. We love supporting Wendy and what they do at Travel Santa Ana, so it's a good bunch. Just some announcements to make. As Ethan said, the Brew at the Zoo, so I won't really talk much about that, but you know, it is a great fundraiser and it is growing, so we hope you guys can help spread the word and, you know, join us for that night. It's a lot of fun. Our teen excursion program is actually, let me talk about the seniors first. They had a blast last Thursday. I saw the pictures Juan sent me. Our seniors just went out to the Natural History Museum last Thursday, and they had a ball of a time. So I got a lot of pictures of them in front of the dinosaurs. They got wet, but they had a great time. So really happy to see what our seniors are doing out there. And I encourage you guys to go out and visit our 2 senior centers and all the programming. I know they just had their Valentine's dance, and then before that, they had their Tet Festival. So they do a lot of great things. Juan does an amazing job. Our Santa Ana Fun Run registration is open. So if you guys want to join us, please do. This year's theme is superheroes, so that's going to be on April 11th. Like I said, there is early bird pricing specials right now to sign up, so we hope to see you guys out there. Our girls' basketball signups are happening right now over at Jerome. I love to highlight them because we are partnered with the LA Sparks. And one of the great things about this is our girls actually get to go do their All-Star game over at Crypto.com Arena. And they also get to take in a WNBA game of the Los Angeles Sparks. So it's one of the great partnerships we have with them. Roberto, I know you're ready for this. Our adult kickball league is starting signups again. So that old kickball injury. So we have signups going on right now from through March 15th. So that's been a really big adult program that we're doing. Yesterday, we had our first emerging lifeguards program out at Jerome. That is happening on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. out at Jerome Pool. One of our youth commissioners was out there yesterday, so it was great to see her getting some great training and some lessons. March 6th, we have our teen excursion out to the Honda Center to watch the Ducks and the Montreal Canadiens. So our teen excursions get a taste of professional hockey, which we love to do, so we're always supportive of that. And the following day, our Wilderness Club heads out to Hagerdor Canyon. So, you know, our Wilderness Club is one of our great programs that we do offer too. So just want to highlight that as well too. And then one of our big hiring fairs that we do every year is on March 19th from 1 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. out at Jerome, as well as on April 9th. So there's a lot of great things coming. And for those of you that are waiting for our city council, we are so excited for item number 16. As you guys may have heard, or the rumors heard, the the Riverview Golf Course lease is ending, and the current operators, Stephen and Maggie Hart, are heading off into retirement. So your Santa Ana Parks and Recreation Department, working with a golf management company who is very reputable named Courseco. We are hoping council passes an agreement with them and us to take over the Riverview Golf Course starting May 1st. So we hope that you guys can reach out to your council members and help support this. This company is very recreation based and doing, you know, community events, community outreach, working with the neighborhoods, working with the community of all ages, our youth, our regulars, our seniors, and, you know, them teaming up with your Santa Ana Parks and Recreation Department. There are a lot of great things we're looking to do, you know, to, you know, bring the game of golf into the community, as well as do some community events with the community. So it's a great thing, as well as, you know, beautifying that golf course and the surrounding areas around it to, you know, make it a staple here in Santa Ana. And like I've been telling people, we want to take the same approach as we have with the zoo. Over the past few years, what we've done at the zoo has been incredible. And, you know, I'm glad to have Ethan and his team out there and what we've done to get the accreditation back, to improve the facilities, to remove deeds, to just, I mean, it's just a great place to be out there and attend shows. So we're going to take the same approach with the Riverview Golf Course. So really excited about that. Really hope the community is excited. Went out to the Riverview neighborhood yesterday. Ruby was there with me, and you know, they're really excited about it. So just hope you guys can reach out to your commissioners and, you know, put some love in for your Parks and Recreation Department, because it's a great fit that we're doing. Other than that, just want to continue to thank you guys for all the love and support you show myself and my team. So thank you.
Thank you, Executive Director. We'll move on to Commissioner comments. Commissioner Diaz.
Brian, I want to thank you for all the events that you're putting together in the different community centers. They're very helpful, and I hear a lot of wonderful things about the programming. Ethan, I look forward to going to the festival, the beer The beer at the zoo. The brew at the zoo. That's a great event. I had a lot of fun and I see a lot of people there. And I want to tell you that I'm very happy now that we have all the added features at the zoo. My son really likes it, and I see a lot more people than what I used to see before. For our parks, I recommend that we move the Chicano event to early August in consideration of your staff and to be able, so they can have enough time to plan for the Fiestas Patrias. Please, because I know how difficult it could be on them, but I want them to, not stress out so much. And so I would just like to ask you to consider that move. Other than that, thank you very much. See you next meeting.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Gonzalez?
Just, again, thank all of you for all your hard work, your planning, your dedication. Appreciate everything you do for our city. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Reyes?
Yes, thank you. Brian, thank you for every information that you give us. I'm very excited about the library. I really want to visit when it's done. I wish I can go to the opening. That's one of my wishes, and I hope I can get there. And Ethan, everything at the zoo is just getting there. When we went, we had one of the monkeys that was rescued, I think, and then my husband saw it on somewhere, and he was telling me about it, and I said, I saw it in person already. So he was, what? And then so, being at, the zoo is just changing, and it's very exciting. I still need to visit the festival, the Brew Festival. So hopefully this year I can make it. Thank you so much. And thank you, everybody, for always, being on top of things. Thanks.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Rodriguez?
I just want to say thank you to all of you for the updates. Also, I wanted to say that I hope that the membership exchange between all the museums continues. I got so much feedback from parents. I visited the Discovery Cube, and then I also went to Pretend City, and everybody has been loving it because it gives us a different opportunity to visit, and the kids are learning something new every day. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Wu?
I was just writing a few notes. I just noticed that after last night, when the Riverview neighbors and they were speaking, I think I wanted to say a lot to the public that it takes the participation of the community to know it's such a large city of Santa Ana. If there's problem areas, I think it's your responsibility to kind of mention it, and that's why I'm on doing the commission in itself. I just think it's very important to give our input as we are, because there are so many improvements that I've seen that because of people saying things that needed to be addressed, and we, the people here, live in the neighborhood, so we are seeing these kind of issues, but the city has so much to do with it, has to know what the community needs and wants in the community in itself. So I feel that you guys are really filling in that need too. Also at the Riverview, I had attended a fundraiser there that they did with the little short public golfing there. They had a little more drink, maybe we could have a little more beer, but it was a lot of fun and experience to meet your neighbors that are close by. So, and if you're not a real golfer, which I'm not, but miniature golf is fun and a good evening. And we did have one catering barbecue company that the Assistance League of Santa Ana, who's very experienced, and I think they need help if we kind of co-sponsor those type of things. That would be great for their organizations to raise the funds and also funds for the park in itself. So I just wanted to give that kind of a hint too. But as I was stated before, I think we've been doing some good promo, and I see the improvements in the parks itself. So thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Vice Chair Zacarias Torres?
Thank you for the updates. Also, on the subject of summer, residents have mentioned not using the community centers as cooling centers due to the time that the centers are closed. So as the temperatures start to rise in Santana, I wanted to see if we could look into closing the community centers a little bit later so that families can access the center to cool, at all of our community centers to be able to cool down. And that concludes my announcements. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chair. I do support that.
Hey, just real quick, I did want to mention this, and I have written down. As Ruby was saying, the budget survey is now out, and I will email it to you guys so that you guys can send it out to all your friends, all the community. And she's right, you know, we take that, and our city council, our city management, they see the priorities. And the last couple of years, you know, your Parks and Rec team has been up there, so that's where we'll be able to do all the extra programming, all the extra funding, stuff like that. So I will send that out to you guys as well as our youth commissions to help pass it out, but that is now open. And we do really want to get a big number this year, especially going into the budget. So just wanted to mention that.
Great. You know, I remember last year, Parks, it was Parks, Green Spaces, and then our programming is actually number one because it was added together. I do second the Vice Chair Secretary Torres on being summer ready, you know, making sure I know, looking at maybe the extended hours if that's possible. Thank you for the presentation, Deputy Director and Director. I do want to also mention Executive Director, the budget presentations for when ready for each of the 4 sections of Parks and Recs, if that's possible. And then a possible parks tour sometime this year, just to be able to one day visit, you know, some of the facilities or improvements where we may be. Other than that, I don't have any other comments.
Yeah, and I know I'm going to steal your thunder on this one, but one of those new facilities our next meeting will be at. So we're excited to showcase the Santa Anita Community Center next meeting, and you can see all the improvements we've done out at that park and that community as well. So yeah, I know you're going to say that at the end, but we're excited to get you guys out there and get our youth commissioners out there.
You stole my thunder. The next Parks, Recreation, and Community Services Commission meeting is scheduled for Thursday, March 26th at the Santa Anita Community Center at 5:30 p.m. Before the commission, I hereby adjourn the meeting at 6:38 p.m.